Hey y'all, this is L Thick Madame. Okay, look, I gotta get myself right because they've been doing me in these last 3 episodes of Cherish today. Cause I just was not expecting any of this stuff to happen and it's too much. Alright, y'all. So the episode starts off with y'all, I was about to say Nova. Y'all, I'm really ready for Greenleaf and I'm really ready for Queen Sugar to come and go. So I'm doing the most. I gotta stop. But anyway, y'all, tell me why Gently was in the middle of preparing Miss Luma's birthday party. So, like this whole episode, that's what it's about. It's about celebrating Miss Luma. And I'm like, okay, cool, I'm here for it. Y'all, so the boy who took over, Gently's place, her position, he's still there. Apparently, it has been like 2, 3 years. And yeah, if that. So he's been there, and Miss Luma has, allowed him to stay. So apparently, he doing a little bit right. So, okay. Miss Luma ends up asking Gently, let me speak to you for a minute. And I already knew. I knew it. Cause I was like, I just need to know what happened. And for some reason I was like, I already know. I don't even know why I'm trying to brace myself, but I already know. So y'all, what happened was Miss Luma pulled her to the side and was like, look, I love you. I appreciate you being here. And this is my day, right? This is my birthday. I'm gonna do whatever I want to do on my birthday. And I mean, it's like every time she just kept saying stuff, I was just like, girl, I already know what it is. I already know. Come to find out, Gently and Evan are no more. They have divorced from one another. We later find out that Evan divorced her. And I'm just like, what in the world? So she was like, I hate that y'all split up. I really hate that. But you know how I feel about him. And I just wanted to let you know that I invited him. And, I don't know if he's going to come, but I invited him. So she was looking shocked. And she was kind of trying to play it off like, well, he's in Japan. He's probably not going to be here. So whatever. And I was just like, Lord, okay, somebody please help me. Because I'm still trying to get over the fact that you saying to me that y'all are divorced. What was we watching this whole time? Like, I was just like, what we not finna do is that you're not about to tell me y'all divorced. I'm real tired in my spirit. So, she's trying to process it, right? And I'm just like, Lord, don't nobody have time. So the friend, y'all know the friend that she had, that girl, she's pregnant. She, was with someone and it wasn't the traditional way. She got pregnant and she seems to be far enough along. So she's in her feelings and she was like, well, I'm happy for you. And I'm just mad because I'm not going to have anybody to go with me to Lamar's class. So I'm going to have to find somebody to take me to Lamar's classes. And I'm like, okay, what is going on here? So the podcast stuff actually took off like really, really well. She's been doing stuff for Miss Luma. That really is what propelled her to the level that she's at now. People came out of the woodwork offering her deal after deal, hand over fist. So she is in high demand. So now she's about to move to San Francisco, I think. Yeah, she's moving to another part of California. She's going to be in a big, swanky building on the 44th floor. All of that. And I'm like, oh, okay then. Gently, you doing the most. I'm here for it. But in my mind, I'm like, okay, what exactly is Eben doing? You already know, like, places like Japan, they are known for technology. And I'm like, okay, did he try to revamp the company? Like, what happened? Cool. So the party is about to be underway a little bit later on. Cool. Y'all, tell me why everybody is just anticipating Miss Luma's arrival. And in my mind, y'all, I have extreme anxiety when it comes to stuff like this. They kept not showing her for the longest. So I was like, y'all better not even try to say Miss Luma passed away on her birthday while everybody out here waiting on her. And they think that because of the type of actress she was, that she's trying to make this grand entrance and all that. Like, in my mind, I really kept saying, okay, y'all really finna have this heifer die. Don't do this. Do not have her die. And that be why, it was taking so long for her to show herself. Y'all, so tell me why there are several people that are in attendance. And when I say several people, I mean people who are of the likes of Loretta Devine. She was in there playing herself, y'all. And I'm thinking it was a 1920s theme or flapper theme or whatever. Everybody was dressed up like that. And everybody looked nice. I ain't even gonna lie, even the really, really young people, they looked nice. Evan's niece was there. So, she still has ties to Gently despite them being divorced. Her daddy, her parent, Ben, was there. Y'all, Quincy Jones actually came. And you know how Miss Luma has mentioned him before. And I think a lot of people might have thought that she was just kind of putting it on thick. But she really did have ties to him, and he really did live for her. And we'll get into that a little bit later on. So, y'all, the party is going on, and they show Gently working the room. She's like, hey, how you doing? And, telling people they look nice and all this other stuff. People really did look really nice. And the woman who she was going to get to do the wedding cakes, she was there, and she was doing the cakes for that party. And she went and, she was actually serving people, doing all this stuff. She lives for Miss Luma, so whatever she feel needs to be done, she's going to do it. She's making good money on top of all of that. And like I said before we actually find out they actually did get divorced, I was saying that, if for some reason they do get divorced, I'm pretty sure Gently is not going to be out here like, you need to give me spousal support. She will find a way. She's been without. And I feel like she wouldn't do like some of these other people that we've seen on like reality TV that they get money and then they feel like they are entitled after a situation has been dissolved for whatever reason, and they turn into this diva or they turn into whatever. And I really feel like she didn't ask for anything, and he might have actually given her something, but she actually has her own means. So I was happy. I was like, oh my gosh, I couldn't believe she was doing so well. Anyway, so the party is going on, and then all of a sudden you hear people like, oh, hey, how you doing? Setting it off. And of course, Evan has arrived. People still live for him. And see, I've always been very iffy about that. I feel like, for the most part, if not in all cases, for me, this is for me. If we ain't together no more, I don't see the point in you associating with the people that I fool with. Don't talk to my mom and them. I don't see the point. Now, one of my exes, to this day, him and his mama, they all contact my folks. They talk to my mama and my daddy and my brother. My sister, I don't think she really dealt with them like that. She never dealt with him like that when we were together, even though they didn't even know we were in a relationship. That's another story. But anyway, yeah, they deal with him, and holidays come around, they exchanging gifts. They saying happy birthday. He has kids. They send it off for the kid. All this stuff. I don't fool with them. You know what I'm saying? I've literally just gotten to the point where if my mama has posted something on social media and she tags my ex in it, and then my ex says happy birthday or something to me, I've literally just gotten in a place where I can say thanks or thank you to him. Like, I literally had no words for him. Like, I feel like if I'm done with you, I'm done. Especially if you've done me dirty. I don't see the point in me having any interaction with you. Now, if you speak to me first if we see each other somewhere, you say, hey, I could say, yeah, I can give you a little fake smile, or I could say, hey, you ain't finna get the real me. You're not gonna get the bubbly me that I am. You're not gonna get that. I'm not finna be, you're not about to get the real from me. You know what I'm saying? At least I'm trying to be courteous to you. So for me, I was already looking like, ooh, Lord. But a lot of people feel like just because y'all got divorced, that doesn't mean that I'm going to be done with this person, whatever. I get that. I understand that. For me, I'm just not here for it. I have never been in a situation where I felt like it was okay for me to be like, well, we didn't make it as a couple. Let's be friends, or nothing like that. I've never seen it. So people left and right were seeing him and greeting him. Even her friend, she rolled up. He saw her pregnant and he couldn't believe it. And it was crazy because, of course, her friend being who she is, she was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this. I can't believe y'all. I thought that y'all were going to be together forever and y'all were the perfect couple. Y'all were the role model couple and all this other stuff. I was like, oh my gosh. It was kind of awkward. Oh, Lord. I was just like, Lord have mercy. So eventually they, spoke like, hey, how you doing? Little normal hellos and all that stuff. And of course, despite the fact they're not together, she's heard about him being there because I'm pretty sure Miss Luma, since she lives for Evan, she was like, oh, Evan's here and whatever. So she did know about him being in Japan. She really did not think he was going to be there. He flew in special for Miss Luma and all of that. So I was like, oh, you done went off. So, like I said, they finally had their greeting and all the other stuff. And it was really nice. It was a really nice soiree. Y'all, so my heart was finally put at ease when Miss Luma finally showed up. She made a grand entrance. And I was like, oh, okay. So I was here for it because, like I told y'all, I was scared this woman had died on her birthday. And somehow that this was going to be the way that Evan and Gently would get back together. Like, my mind works overtime sometimes. I was like, oh, this is what they're going to do. They're going to, what they call it? I forgot what they call it. It's a term. Jump the shark. That's what I thought it was going to be something like that. If you don't know what jump the shark is, Google it real quick. But yeah, I thought they were going to do something like that. Jumping the shark. Y'all, so I was like, okay, cool. So, let me get out of this. She ends up doing a speech, of course, because it's her birthday. And, she was thankful for everybody being there. Y'all, oh my gosh. She ended up, like really thanking everybody for being there. She ended up telling Evan, she was like, you already know, when an older person tell you to come out, you better get on over there. So he, went on over there, and the way Gently looked at him, I was like, oh my gosh, why aren't y'all together? Oh my gosh, it was tearing my nerves up. And so, they had their moment, and she was just like, oh my gosh, thank you for being here. I didn't know if you were come. And, he let her know I was, you knew I was coming. I'm coming. No matter where I am, I'm coming. And y'all, it's just, I was just like, oh my gosh, why aren't y'all together? It kept tearing my nerves up. So anyway, the party went on, and Gently's daddy saw Loretta Devine. And keep in mind, y'all, he is actually with that woman who we saw him with before. So he really did live for that woman, and they are together. And Gently took a picture of them. They were being all lovey-dovey. I was like, I am here for this. I am here for this black love. It is amazing. So they were having their moment, and then he, excused himself from his woman, and he rolled up on Loretta Devine and tried to talk to her or whatever. And, she was looking at him like, what you know about that movie? Or whatever it was. And he ended up talking about whatever character it was, y'all. I was like, oh my gosh, she was so here for it. I couldn't really hear that part. I don't know what it was. I didn't even bother rewinding it because I was enthralled with all the rest of what was going on. So I was just like, I was happy to see her. I love Loretta Devine. I love her. But anyway, so they had their moment where they were talking, and it was cool. I was here for it. So of course, as everybody has said their hellos and all this stuff to Evan, his niece sees him and she was like, Uncle Evan. And I'm like, oh my gosh, no, it's too much. And I mean, everybody was really happy to see him. Y'all, tell me why the party going on, right? Evan tried to roll up on her dad and was like, hey, Ben, how you doing? Like, he really was trying to be like he was, when we first were introduced to him. Man, Ben almost completely ignored him. Like, I was like, no. He held his hand out of everything to shake his hand. And like, he finally looked at him like, if you don't get away from me. And so Evan, he had to ball their hand up and walk off. So he starts walking away. And Ben was like, you didn't even say goodbye. Oh, Lord, he tired because you set it off. You set it off for gently. He set it all the way off. He did the absolute most to ask for her hand in marriage, and all the stuff he went through trying to keep the marriage together. And then ultimately you're done. And I guess Ben just felt like, well, you were done with my girl, but you didn't say bye to me. You just, I feel like I think he up and left the country, didn't say hey, bye, nothing to nobody. Like, he said it all the way off. Like, he was done with everything. Like, he was like, let me get away from here. But, he, was like, you didn't even say goodbye. You didn't say nothing. And he said his piece. And everybody was in, total shock because they would have never thought they would have broken up. They would have never thought they would have gotten divorced. It's just a lot. So ain't nobody here for it. Y'all, so later on, they end up, people are still enjoying themselves, and gently is like, hey, y'all, thank y'all for coming out to Miss Luma's birthday party. I'm glad that y'all came out. I know everybody wants to talk about how amazing she is to them, but we would be here all day and all that. We ain't got all day. She ain't got all day. And, a few people gonna get to say what they want to say. So she picked who she wanted to pick. So, y'all, Quincy Jones ended up speaking about Miss Luma and how they first met and all this other stuff. I was like, oh my gosh. So even before that even happened, he came in the house. Everybody who knew of who he was like done. Like, because when he walked in the house, I was like, Quincy Jones! Because I mean, of course I know who he is as far as what he looks like, and a lot of the different music and TV. I mean, all the different things and that he has had his hand in. Of course I know Quincy Jones when I see him. So I was like, Quincy Jones! And it was just too much. And Miss Luma, thanked him for coming, and he looking at her like, girl, yeah, I came. You know what you thought this was? And they had like their own little side conversation talking about we like a couple of days older than dirt or something, and that they I might have added that part in. I don't know. Y'all forgive me. I'm not trying to read or nothing. I forgot, but I know it was one thing they did say was they have known each other since before there was electricity. And then I think she was like, well, yeah, don't say that too loud. Don't nobody need to know all that. So, they had, I don't know if you ever seen like older people interact, especially older black people. I know for a fact older black people because I'm black and I've been around them. But that's how they interact. They say stuff like that, and it is like amazing and hilarious all at the same time. So they were having their moment. So anyway, later on, he ends up doing this speech. He already knew he was going to say something, so he prepared a speech because he didn't want to forget nothing. So he told everybody when they first met, told everybody that he actually took her out before, and Miss Luma was sitting there like, every time he says, she was sitting there like, What y'all not finna do is try to play me, because for years I've been telling y'all I know Quincy Jones personally. I know him and he know me. And it was so cute. Like, he really was like, man, I took her out on this date, man. I took her out on this date. And you know me, I saw some people and I got to mingling with them. And then when I went back to her, she was gone. And so she ended up going to a whole nother party where, oh my gosh, I just had the man, was it Harry Belafonte? Somebody's party. And he tried to roll up. Like, she was like already dealing with whoever the other person would. Like, she was just like, what you not finna do is leave me on red, so to speak, back in the day. And just think that you just gonna leave me sitting here waiting on you. I'm not finna do it. You could tell she's a no nonsense type of person. So, like, everybody was done. Like, he was just like, I love her. You know what I'm saying? Like, he really was here for her. And I was like, oh my gosh, y'all done went all the way off. So anyway, after all that was done, everybody was finished partying, doing all that. Loretta Devine was still there, and everybody is saying their goodbyes to Miss Luma. And Loretta Devine went up to her, and she was like, "Oh, you look so good." And Miss Luma said, "You look gorgeous." And so Loretta Devine told her, "You look even better." And she was like, "I know, I'm supposed to. It's my day." I was like, you better go off. Oh my gosh, the atmosphere. I love Loretta Devine. It has to stop. But anyway, but y'all, it was such a good vibe. Like, everything was amazing. People were, leaving and all that good stuff, right? Y'all, Evan is still there. And, at this time he's gone. And you know how Gently is. Gently is all around the house cleaning. Throughout the whole thing, she cleaning. I ain't gonna lie, that's how I've been before. I will have hosted something, or people will have wanted to come over, and I will sit there, cook, clean the whole time. I'll go in and say hey and yell out a few things in reference to what they talking about, but I'm in here cleaning up this stuff. I ain't got time. I don't want to have an even bigger mess when all of y'all leave. So let me get this done now. Y'all, so she in the kitchen, like, kind of cleaning up a little bit, and Evan come in there. And, they have a little moment where they, hey, how you, really doing, and all of that. So she actually explains what she has going on, and he is, like, very impressed. And, she knew about what he had going on, and, she was like, I'm glad that you, doing what you're doing, because he's traveling now. It's crazy because he's doing the complete opposite of what he's done before. When it comes to working, he's traveling all the time because of his job. It's still technology wise. You can tell that from what he said, even though to me it wasn't that detailed. But if it was, I didn't hear it all like that because I was still trying to get over the fact that they didn't got divorced. But anyway, so they talking and they're having a moment, and I'm like, what is we gonna do? So his niece rolls up and was like, well, can you take me here, whatever. And so he was like, he asked Gently if she needed help cleaning up. And so she was like, no, I got it, whatever. And the niece could tell that he wanted to stay behind, whether Gently wanted his help or not. And so she was like, you know what, on second thought, I'm gonna get an Uber over there. I'll see y'all later. Bye. I was like, girl, don't be trying to, set that trap like that. But anyway, so that's what happened. They ended up talking, and they actually ended up cleaning up and laughing and joking. And they went out into the area that they had set up, where it actually looked like a glamorous showgirl type situation, where you would have to remove these glittery curtains out of the way for whoever was gonna come out on stage to start dancing. And they actually were dancing, having a good time, all this. And I'm just like, y'all need to stop this. Y'all are not together anymore. Why are you doing this? Why are you teasing me? So anyway, y'all, they go outside, they walking and they talking, and they about to throw some stuff in the trash. And then they see this bottle of expensive alcohol that Gently purchased. And she was like, this still got a good amount in it. And so he was like, yeah, we can't let that go to waste. So they actually go off to the side somewhere after they threw all the stuff in the trash, and they're talking. And you know, some real stuff starts being spoken where, you know, Gently wants to know, you know, was it the right decision for them to get divorced and all that, you know, are we, you know, was that the right decision? And, you know, it was just heavy. And like, y'all don't know how they be looking. Y'all, but Ava Duvernay, yes ma'am. You be on it when you get these actors and actresses. You be on it because their facial expressions, the tone in their voice, in the right moments. And like a lot of the times that stuff is inherent. So you were spot on with that. And y'all, side note, randomness. I frequent Ari Lennox's IG Live, right? And the day before I first really started looking at it, that was the day that Lakeith, what's his name, Stanfield, said something about a date. And Ari Lennox got really flustered. Y'all know that the woman who plays Gently is, you know, his wife, right? I'm pretty sure I said that when I first told y'all about this show. But if I didn't, yeah. So everybody has been reading for filth, like, if you don't get somewhere. And I ain't even gonna lie to y'all, the next time she did a live, I was all up and through the comment section because everybody kept commenting to myself, what'd you say to that date, girl? Which I was like, that is a whole married man. He is married. And she was like, you know, y'all can ask me anything. And people are apparently oblivious to, you can click on the actual question mark and the things that are being answered, if they decide to answer them or not, are seen right there. And it doesn't have to be in the little, you know, public box that everybody is actually typing in and you can see from there. Because I know somebody else did that one day and they were like, oh, Tamar Braxton, when she first came back on IG, this guy was there and he was reading off questions and they were like, none of these questions up here. Why are you asking questions that ain't up there? Y'all just making up stuff. Y'all ain't answering the questions we asking. And I'm like, y'all aren't asking them in the right place. That's why. But anyway. But y'all, when it came to that, I kept saying, y'all need to stop. He had a whole wife. And a few other people were like, yeah, the woman who plays Gently on Cherish today is his wife. Lord, I was like, what is going on? Wife, girlfriend, whatever. I was like, y'all need to calm down in the comment section. But anyway, y'all, Evan felt as though he tried. And Gently wanted to know, like, did we really try hard enough? Like, really? And it's like they really were sitting there questioning themselves. You could tell that they still love each other. You can tell that them not being together really hurts them. You could tell they still live for each other. And y'all, I was like, what y'all gonna do though? What y'all gonna do? Eventually, the episode was ending and they began to kiss. So I don't know if that's gonna be an indicator of them trying to start it all over again and then eventually get married, but it's a lot. Because he literally is gonna be on a flight going back to Japan and she's gonna be moving to another part of California. So we'll see how it goes, y'all. I don't know. I do not know, but I am tired. This episode was really good. It didn't have me drained like the last two, but it was still a lot to process because we find out they got divorced. Anyway, thank y'all so much. Like this video and subscribe. I love y'all so much for all of your support. Have a good one. Bye.